Hello everybody and welcome back to Going Medieval. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and move our church building here. We're also going to go ahead and try and build some storehouses to go ahead and separate our stockpile here so that we don't have everything just piled into one big thing here, and we can go ahead and kind of have things kind of sorted out in different buildings so we can kind of keep an eye on what we have and what we don't instead of having to use the menus here. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and plop the church buildings over here by the cemetery that we have up right now. Even though it's only one body in there, we still kind of counting this as a cemetery, but we're going to go ahead and plop it over here. I'm going to go ahead and pause it as well because we want to kind of go ahead and plan this out a little bit. So we're going to go with the limestone walls again, and then we are going to go ahead and make this, I think 6 long, 7 long, whatever that is right there. We're going to go ahead and plop a shrine thing in one of these. So we want to go ahead and have this kind of in the center. We're going to have the little wall plaque things on the sides of that, so then we can go ahead and go to leisure and go ahead and select those and plop them there. And then we need to go ahead and get a wall going away from it, so something like that for right now should be fine. We'll go ahead and mess with that in a second. And then let's see, we can go ahead and put some torches in here to go ahead and give off some light. And for right now, we'll go ahead and plop them here, like one away from the little placard thing that's on the wall. And then we really don't need this to be super big, so we might actually cut the wall here and have it kind of go in a little bit like that. And for the sake of having some heat in here, because I don't think the torches are actually doing enough for our people. It might be, but it kind of doesn't seem like it is. We're going to go ahead and put one of the brazier things in here as well, just to go ahead and give off some extra heat. So we'll go ahead and plop that in this corner here, and then on the other room, we'll have it on that side because we'll put the other church thing here. And then we need a floor in here and a roof, and then this is pretty much done. So we're going to stick with the wooden floor to go ahead and have the insides here as wooden floor stuff. And same thing over here. Was that 4 wide? So that should be good. And then we can go ahead and plop a door here. So we will go ahead and put the door on this side of the building. Actually, yeah, we'll put it on this side of the building if I can get the door to rotate. Never mind, I guess it just doesn't want to rotate. So we'll go ahead and just place it there regardless. And then this side will go ahead and be placed there. And then we can go ahead and just fill in the wall here to go ahead and make this its own little room as well. And we need the other religious stuff in this one, so this guy can go there. And then the other religious stuff on the wall, which I believe is this guy, can go there. And then we need some torches. And then some of the, or that's it, right? The torches are the last thing in here. So that should work. And then all we need to go ahead and do is put a roof on it, and we are good to go again. And we are going to go with let's go with the limestone roofing just to go ahead and give it actually, no, let's go ahead and give it the wood roofing that we did on the Great Hall here, because I kind of do like that roof. So we'll go ahead and put this one, and we'll have the roofing go to the sides, I guess. That's fine, right? And then it's going to arch up and droop down like that, so that's good. So as they go ahead and build this thing, we will go ahead and eventually tear down the other one, but I don't want to do that until this one is done being built, just in case we run into any issues of them not having a place to go ahead and do their religious stuff. So another thing I want to go ahead and do today is actually go ahead and click on the region thing and go and take a look at these other settlements, because we have some friendly settlements around us. We also have several of the forest bandit places around us. I don't know if we can actually go to the forest bandit ones and actually fight the people, because our people's weapons aren't necessarily all that great right now. So I really don't want to risk having any of our people get killed like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on one of these, and I don't think there's any difference between them other than the names. There might be stuff different in each town, but for right now, let's go ahead and go here, I guess. Kittermeister. Oh, never mind. I thought we can go to these things, but I guess we can't. I'm clicking on them and it's not doing anything. So I guess you can't actually go to them. Can we go to the enemy bandit thing? No, we can't go to that either. I thought we could travel in this, but I guess not. Okay, never mind. So actually what I think I might end up doing with the stockpile here is actually just sorting out the stuff, right? Like limestone doesn't have any type of damage thing. Like it can just sit out here and not go bad because it's a rock. So we're going to go ahead and disable this stockpile from holding on to any of that, because we have this little one over here that we can go ahead and move most of it to right now. And then we'll go ahead and move the rest of that out in a second. And then I think if we go ahead and click through the rest of these items here, some of them will have the same thing as the stones. So the clay here doesn't go bad. The iron, that's not iron, that's limestone bricks, that doesn't go bad. The iron ingots don't go bad. So some of these things don't actually have to go into a building. We can actually just put those out in the open without any real issues going on with them. We just need to go ahead and build some roofs and stuff to cover, or I guess little buildings to go ahead and cover like the hay and the armor and the sticks and stuff, so we don't have that stuff going bad over and over again. because right now the wood that we have in here is going bad because it's not covered. Although it only takes 34 days for it to go bad, we should go ahead and get out of winter before that happens, and we shouldn't have that decompose. But I don't know if that timer is actually going to keep going because it's not actually covered, and we didn't put the ground type over here. I think we only did like half of the thing here. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and plop down one of these stockpiles over here by the cemetery. It's going to be the waste deposit one, so we can go ahead and have all of our ash and rotted food go into this pile instead of taking up space in the other piles here. So we'll go ahead and just make this a little 5x5. I don't think we have that much waste. So let me see what we can actually put in this, and we can go ahead and select what we want in there. I don't want animals, and I don't want the carcasses going in there at all. So let's see. On the waste, we got rotten meat, we got vegetables, and we got ash. So we'll go ahead and leave that to go ahead and go in there. And then let's see, what else do we have in this pile that we can go ahead and sort out right now? We have clay, we have the stones and stuff. So we might need to go ahead and make this thing a little bit bigger for right now. We are going to rearrange the entirety of the stockpile though. Okay, so we got the stockpile completely moved. We have it around our little area here. We went ahead and separated things out into their own individual little stockpiles so we know what we have kind of. I don't think we're actually going to go ahead and do that, to be honest, because there's really no point to it. It's just going to make more stockpiles need to be down to have the inventory space and stuff like that, but we'll probably end up mixing them all together again. But what we're going to go ahead and do is place it down right here. We're going to build a massive warehouse building. We're going to try for a little 2-story building, and then hopefully there's enough room in here to store a ton of items. So we're going to go ahead and do a little 2-space gap from the building that we have down right now. So it should start about there. And then on this side, we're also going to do a 2-space little gap. So that should be the end of the building there. And then we are probably going to go for probably like 20 things down here. Or actually, let's go a little further than 20 because that's 20 right there. So let's go a little bit past the oh, actually we can't go past the thing because it's not letting us go. So let's go ahead and drop that there. That's going to be 20 long, I think, or 21 long because we already had one down. So we're going to go a little bit further out and then we're going to go ahead and round it off. Okay, so it's going to be 25 long and 14 wide here. So we should have plenty enough room to go ahead and store a ton of stuff in here. So we're going to go ahead and close this off. We're also going to go ahead and do the double door on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the center. Okay, and that should be pretty much the first floor, right? We're not going to do windows or anything like that. This is going to be a storehouse, so we don't really mind having just darkness in here. So we're going to go ahead and do the first floor in limestone on the ground here. I kind of regret removing the flooring that we had down because I removed all that prior to placing down this building, which probably would have saved us some time here. So we'll go ahead and place this thing there, and then we can fill in the rest of that floor. So now the entire first floor should be good, right? We need to come in here and place down some of the braziers and some torches so that our people can see, and when they're in here, they're not getting cold by just being in here, right? I don't think these things affect the storing stuff in here. I don't think anything will go bad because these are in here, I hope. And if they do, then we kind of have to take these out, but I don't know just yet, so we'll have to see. But we can go ahead and set down some staircases as well here. So we're going to go with the limestone stairs, and we are going to go ahead and put the staircase probably right there so that we have a little bit of a walkway. Actually, I don't think we actually need a walkway because it looks like the top of the stairs counts as the floor they can make a turn off of. So we might actually scoot that all the way against the wall, to be honest. So let's get rid of that, and we can go ahead and scoot it right there, and we're going to do it again on this side of the wall, and we're going to do it on this side of the building so we can go ahead and have our people coming in and going up as they need to. And then I don't know if we want to go ahead and have a third one in here as well, just so that they can go ahead and pick where they want to go up and down at. So we are going to go ahead and put one in the center, but kind of looking at this, it kind of looks a little janky, right? Just having the staircase there and then the floor starting there. So we are going to scoot these back, actually. I kind of don't like the look of that. So we'll have the flooring start there to make it look a little more normal, like an actual staircase and whatnot. All right, and then we can go ahead and place down some flooring, and then this is going to kind of tell us where we need to go ahead and place down some support beams. Actually, we need to do the top flooring here first. Okay, and with that, we can go ahead and place down our second floor now, so we can go ahead and just drag and drop it because it should just let us go ahead and do that, right? It's so far so good. So let's go ahead and place this here, and we can't quite make it to the end, but that's not a big deal. We can go ahead and just fill that in a second. And with all of that placed in, it's actually not putting any floor in the center here because we need some supports. So we kind of knew that going into it, so it's not that big of a deal. And what we can go ahead and do is, let's see, because it goes out 3 from the wall in most areas except for this one here for some reason. Does it let me connect this together, or is it going to be too far from the wall? From too far from the wall on some of the sides there, but that's okay. Is this room too wide for these things to go into the things here? Oh, it is too wide. Okay, so we managed to get this thing to allow us to place the flooring down. So what I went ahead and did was place down some little 2x2 little columns that go up to the second floor. And then on the first floor here, we have those wooden beam things going across the beams here and then going from the beam to the wall as well. So it actually supports everything and it allows us to place the entirety of the floor. So now we should be good. And then we have to do it again on the top floor here if we want to go ahead and place a roof here, or if we want to go ahead and go one more floor up, we can do that as well. But we don't really want to do that. I don't really want to have 3-story buildings right now, to be honest. Kind of seems odd to have 3-story buildings, but we'll go ahead and do this. So the only difference between this floor and the bottom floor is going to be the support beams right here on the ends here, because we don't have them on the bottom because the doors are there, so we can't actually place them. But I don't think we actually need them. We will just have them there for the sake of having them there. I don't think we need those support beams to have the roof there. But let's go ahead and put the roof into place now, and then this is pretty much the end of the little storage room that we're going to build. I don't know if we're going to need another one of these. If we do need one, I think we'll probably go up. In all honesty, we'll probably just tear out the roof and go one more story up if we eventually need that. I think there's going to be enough room in this thing that we really don't ever need to do that again. So we will go ahead and place this one. Oh, we actually can't because the roof is too big. Can we place it the other way? We can go the other way, but it's still only about halfway. So what we'll do instead is use the slanted roof here, and we will go ahead and put it in the center like that, and then we'll do it on this side as well, so it goes to there. And then if we zoom out enough so we can see the roof, it's going to be the same thing basically like the other roofs with a point, and then we'll just go ahead and have to do that over and over again down the stretch of the thing here. But it shouldn't be too bad, so we can just go ahead and just drag it and drop it like so. And we do have the error for... No, oh, there we go, because we weren't far enough over. Okay, so there we go. So that's going to be that chunk, and then this chunk can go ahead and meet up, and then we can go ahead and do the same thing on the end here to go ahead and finish off the roof. So that should be good, and then that should go ahead and get processed through in a few minutes here, because I don't think we have the lumber on hand at the moment. We do have spring rolling around in a day and a half here, or a day and change, so we should be able to go ahead and start planting trees again. We can also have these guys cut that stuff down, but I need to go ahead and let these guys process through really quick just so we can see the layout here, and then we need to go ahead and place the torches and the braziers and all that stuff before we actually fill this area in with the stockpile. So we're officially out of winter here. We can go ahead and place down some stuff in this thing before we start running into issues of our stuff decomposing, because that's what's happening right now. Some of the stuff's decomposing because we don't have any of the flooring on the bottoms of these things. So let's go ahead and actually place down some of the braziers inside of this thing so that we can go ahead and start placing some of the stockpiles and trying to gauge how much room we're actually going to have. So what I'm going to go ahead and do with these is place them behind the staircases here, and we should be able to go ahead and fit 6 of them on this first floor. We'll go ahead and put another 6 on the top floor here as well when that gets built, because we don't have any of the flooring down just yet up there. But that's going to go ahead and hopefully heat this room up, and we might need more than 6 as long as it's, I think, 60 degrees or 70 degrees on the inside. What is this place? 77 on the inside, but that's only a very small room and one of those in the corner. So 6 of these in this first floor might not be enough to actually heat this thing a significant amount here. But we can also go ahead and place down a bunch of torches, but I don't think we can place these on the invisible pillars, so we have to wait until the walls are actually done so we can actually go around sticking these to the wall. And then another thing that I want to go ahead and do now that we have all of our people working again and we're about to start having food get planted, I moved our berry bushes to the side of our great hall so they're not right here in the front anymore. What we're going to go ahead and do is place down some walkways. So I want to go ahead and have a 2-wide walkway going around the entirety of our little base thing here. So we need this thing to go through this area here. This is the front side of all of our little businesses and stuff. And then that can go ahead and kind of stop at the end there. We don't really have the ability to do a 2-wide gap on this thing here, so we'll just do a 1 for right now. And then we can go ahead and connect the rest of that into the last little workshop there. And then we can take another little walkway here and go up through the little cut here and then loop all the way back around and connect to the front side of that, and then connect the great hall into it as well. And then we can't really connect the back side of it into the walkway here because we don't have any land right there. Actually, can we place this on that? We can place that on that. Okay, so let's actually do that. We can drag this out, and I think we should be okay in connecting it like that, and we are indeed. So we might actually be able to do it from here as well. So let's drag this guy over to end the little walkway there, and then if we do this one, it's going to cancel out the ramp, I think. So actually, before we place that one, let's actually place a thing of stairs on this thing that we cut out a while ago. That can go there. That's going to connect us to the underground again, and then we can go ahead and fill in that little section with some of the little pathway. And then these things over here, honestly, I'm probably going to tear them down eventually. Like this little building that we built for the books, that's pretty much not necessary anymore. Now that we have this thing getting built, we're just going to shift the books back into this place and then probably use this building for something else or just tear it down. But I'm going to go ahead and let these guys process this stuff a little more, and then I'll go ahead and place the torches down and fill in the stockpiles. And then hopefully by the time we get back here, this stuff is completed and we have all of this stuff on the outside moved inside, except for a couple of the things that don't destroy themselves. I'm not going to put those in the building. There's no point in eating up the space for those. So we actually just got a new settler, but we don't have any rooms built for this person, so that might be a bit of an issue. And I kind of want them to finish the stock room before they go to the other thing. But this guy is at least going to just join us and not have anybody coming after him, so we don't have to worry about a raid kicking off right after we take this person. So let's actually take him, and let's see really quickly here. We can set up a little cheesy room, I guess, and just have it going for this person. So for right now, actually, let's go ahead and... Man, I wish I had the stockpile thing up and going because I can just turn this into a room really quick. Let's go ahead and see. Do we have the first floor done yet? We have a little bit of the first floor done. I don't know if it counts as an entire building just yet. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put the books in here really quick and then take that room that's over there and turn it into a room for this person. And I don't think we have that many books in there, so we'll do a 4x6 really quick, and then we'll end up rearranging this in a second when we do get this room or this building up and going. So we can go ahead and plop that into this guy here, and then we can go ahead and disable this stockpile so it's not taking anything anymore, and then eventually they'll go ahead and wiggle that stuff over into this building, and then we can go ahead and turn that into a room. Okay, well, I think we're about to lose a lot of our people, if not the majority of our town, because everybody's starving because I didn't realize the growing wasn't taking place, right? We missed a couple days in spring, so we were a little late in planting, and then the berry bushes weren't getting harvested because the construction was taking priority here, so I went ahead and rearranged the jobs here, but they all lost a lot of health. That's why their health bars are showing right now. So we just had 10 people roll up, and they look like they have some decent stuff. Not the best things in the world, but it looks like they should be able to go ahead and do a lot of damage, and I don't think there's really much we can do about this because our people are just kind of starving right now, so I'm going to try and delay it as long as I can here. Hopefully they can go ahead and eat a little bit more before they come around the wall here, because we do have a little chunk of the wall completed. We don't have it all the way down the line here. If we did, then it would have to go all the way around and then take a few minutes to actually get to us, but we'll hopefully be able to go ahead and have these guys eat something because they desperately need it. They are indeed charging now, so that's a bit of a bummer. So we can't really delay it anymore. We need to go ahead and get everybody ready to go here. So let me go ahead and highlight everybody. And if we lose people, we lose people. It's kind of not going to be great if that happens, but it's kind of good too if it does, because we can at least kind of resituate ourselves with our food, because we really kind of boned ourselves. We went all winter without starving, and then right after winter was pretty much done, the last 2 days is when we kind of ran through all of our backlog of food. So now we kind of are starving, and I have all my people hunting, but I guess they're not hunting fast enough to go ahead and actually make the food. So we just had a forest bandit get killed, so that's good. We haven't had any of our guys die just yet. Our people are really low on health though, so that's not great for us. And we had another person die from the bandits. We just had Richard die. Was that actually our Richard? Yes, that was actually our Richard. Richard was our second best medical person, so that's not great for us. Matilda went unconscious. That's great. She didn't die. And let's see, we have only a couple of the bandits left, and I think we only lost one person so far. And there we go. Okay, cool. So we actually won that. We only lost Richard, unfortunately. That's only our second person in our village to die, and then this person took the most damage, blocked the most hits. So okay, not the best thing, not the worst thing, but I mean, it's we knew someone was going to die, if not a lot more of our people there. I want these people to kill every one of them. I don't want any of these people to escape. I want them all to pay for killing Richard. Thank you very much. We can go ahead and disband everybody, and they need to go ahead and start healing up as well. Can we... Did I disband him? There we go. So I think for right now, that actually might go ahead and be it for today's episode. I'm going to try and get things rolling again because we are not in a good spot. This building is just about done. We have a little bit of the top floor to go and then the roofing. On the bottom here, I don't know if these things are actually going to have an effect on our stuff because I put torches all throughout our food little storage thing here, and all of the food and everything in here was starting to spoil because it was too hot in here. And it's still still decaying because of the temperature. So I don't know if that's a lingering effect because we had torches in here, or if it's not cold enough in here anymore to have food, because yeah, all of these are at 40 degrees. How hot are the bodies? The bodies are all kind of 40 degrees as well. This one's only 39 degrees. They're still good. These ones are still good. So yeah, either I have some lingering heat from the torches and that's going to take a little while to dissipate, I'm not sure, or we kind of boned ourselves by putting torches in here, but now the food isn't actually going to stay forever, so we have to figure something else out here if this doesn't go away. And before we actually wrap up today, let's go ahead and place the grave site for Richard here. So where is it? Under leisure, miscellaneous, under miscellaneous. There we go. So Richard is also not one of our founders, so we can go ahead and place his grave right here, the same little style that we put, I forget what her name was, in here, and it no longer tells me there. It told me right here on the gravesite last time. There we go. Madeleine, whatever her name is. That's who lies there. And then we can go ahead and bury Richard over here in a second whenever that gets around to getting built. Are our people still starving? Our people are injured and unconscious. So it's going to take us a little while for these guys to bounce back. They are really banged up here. And actually, as they get ready to build the grave there, we can go ahead and place down one of the pyres again so we can burn off some of these bodies, because I don't want that many bodies in our little storage container thing down there. So we'll go ahead and place this thing probably about right there, and then we will probably only do one. We don't need a bunch of them. We don't have that stuff processed through that quickly, so we can just go ahead and have it cook them whenever they get around to it. All right, so with Richard laid to rest here, we can go ahead and set up the stockpiles actually before we wrap up. So they are pretty much done. They just need the roof now, and for that they need a whole bunch of wood, so that's going to take a little while for them to actually process out. But we can go ahead and start laying down the stockpiles nonetheless in here, and then eventually when they get around to it, they can go ahead and start moving the things from the outside onto the inside here. So let's go ahead and start doing this. We can go ahead and have the hay bales in the top bit here. So we're going to go for probably about there to there, and that's going to be the entirety of this little section. And then we can expand this, and this is how big these little sections are going to be. So something like that. And then we can go ahead and make this thing only store hay, which is going to be under this section here. And then we can go ahead and set hay as that. We might mix and match things as well, kind of depending on how many of the stockpiles we can actually squeeze into this top floor here. Okay, so I got most of the stockpiles down. We have the armory here. We have the clothing items there. We have logs on the front left there. We have a whole bunch of open space still, so we might add some more. We might break things up even more into their own little separate stockpiles. And then on the top here, we have, I believe we have books, we have sticks, we have linen and the leather and stuff like that. And then this one is the bones, and we have books going over there as well. So we have a little bit of the stockpiles down. We still have room up here too. We have another 3 spots up here for another couple stockpiles. I'm not going to put the braziers on the top bit here because we really don't have any room unless we want to make it look a little janky by putting it on the little floor piece in front of the stairs. So for right now, we'll leave the top bit alone. We'll probably throw torches up here instead of the braziers just so that we have the heat being generated and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think that's actually going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So by next episode, the roof should hopefully be done. We should hopefully have our food situation kind of squared away again. And then we can go ahead and start working on some more buildings. We need to work on the apartment complex 2.0 and then get some of the workstations and stuff squared away so that we can have more stuff in there. But for right now, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.